Flow in Love by Paramhamsa Nithyananda. Psychology explains that thoughts arise in the brain and emotions from the heart. Irrespective of where they arise from, thoughts and emotions are inseparable. Ancient scriptures say that thoughts create us. So do emotions. We become what our emotions are. Managing our emotions is crucial to transforming our lives. What is love? Whenever we look at something, the first thing we do is calculate what we can get from it. It can be a person or an object, that doesn't matter. Our thoughts start functioning either through fear or through greed to calculate what there is in the situation for us. Our attention is centered on that object or person. It is possible to turn our attention towards our own inner space and ask, what can I contribute? What can I add? How can I enrich others? If the process is only to ask, what can I get out of it? Then it is driven by lust. If the process asks, how can I enrich it? It is driven by love. Lust is an energy that demands. Love is an energy that gives. Love is an intense experience in one's inner space. Many of us think love is a choice. We think experience and expression of love is a choice. We think that if we want to, we can handle love. Otherwise, we can let it go. No, it is not a choice as we think. It is a basic necessity of life. When I say life, I don't mean just breathing and staying alive. I mean being alive at the being level, as a life consciousness. If you can express love, if you can experience love, that is the only way of being alive as consciousness. If you don't experience and express love, you may inhale and exhale, but you can't say you are a living being. There are so many animals, plants, and other things that breathe day in and day out. You will continue to exist like them, that's all. A small story. A disciple asked a Zen master, "Does an enlightened master speak?" The master said, "No, an enlightened master never speaks. Only a person who doesn't know enlightenment speaks." Then the disciple asked, "So does an enlightened master keep quiet?" The master said, "No, an enlightened master never keeps quiet. If he keeps quiet, then he is not enlightened." The disciple was puzzled. He asked, "You say he neither speaks nor keeps quiet. What does he do?" The master replied, "He sings. His being sings. He neither speaks nor keeps quiet. His very being sings." Love is the ultimate experience of a human being. When the experience happens, we will not be able to possess the experience. Only the experience will possess us. That is what the master means. When the experience possesses us, whatever we do will be like a beautiful song. Any word that comes out will be poetry. Our being will be so light, we will simply float. Our walking will be a dance. Our body language will radiate grace. All our expressions will be of great service to humanity. All human beings are born as loving beings. A newborn baby radiates causeless love. Does he know anyone around him at birth? No. His energy is causeless love. As we grow, society instills fear and greed in us, and we orient our love based on greed and fear. Then it is no longer causeless love. It is love with a reason. It becomes suffocating. We start feeling other emotions like jealousy, fear, and anger. We experience only love with a cause, a reason. But with a little awareness and awakening, it is possible to reclaim our original love. Love cannot be created. Love can never be made to happen with just your logical decision. Your mental setup itself should be created in such a way that you become love and your actions speak love. Your logic should start radiating a love that is beyond logic. If you try to create love, it will be like forcing open the petals of a flower to make it bloom. Can it be called flowering? No. Love is a flower that blossoms deep within your being and sends out a sweet fragrance that you share with others. Love brings great courage. A beautiful incident happened in the life of Ramanuja, the Indian mathematician. If you study the life of Ramanuja, you will see how he used every step of his life to move towards enlightenment. When Ramanuja was initiated by his teacher gave him a special chant. The teacher told him not to pass on the chant to anybody and that if he did so, he would go to hell. Ramanuja asked him what would happen to the others with whom he might share it. The teacher said that they would be led to salvation. What would we have done? Naturally, we would have kept quiet, thinking, why unnecessarily go to hell? Ramanuja immediately stood on a platform in a temple and called out to the whole village. He loudly pronounced the chant given by his teacher and told the people, "Let you all go to heaven. I am not bothered about me going to hell. Let you all reach heaven." When you're deeply in love, you feel as if your whole being is open and you're ready to go to any extreme for the sake of anybody. You're ready to go to any boundary as there is nothing to protect within your being. Your being is totally open. You don't feel insecure when you're wild with love. That is why people who are in love always do risky things. They take the risk because they feel they have nothing to lose. There is no insecurity about anything. They feel so expansive. Love gives tremendous courage and energy. It opens you up. It makes you finally available to yourself. As of now, you're not available to yourself. Love can make you available to yourself. When the teacher saw what Ramanuja did, he admitted that he learned a lesson from his disciple and declared that Ramanuja had reached greater heights than him. He told Ramanuja, "You're in a different space now." Be open, not philosophizing. The problem is that we have all practically become philosophers. We don't understand that life is not philosophy. It is spontaneous flowing energy. It is new every moment. Philosophy is all about repeating the same old things in different ways, that's all. There's nothing fresh in it. Life is fresh every moment. Philosophy robs life of the freshness. A small story. 10 philosophers were imprisoned in a country. They were kept together in one cell. They decided that somehow they should escape from the prison. They sat and made a big plan. They got the mold of the prison door key and somehow made a duplicate key. Finally, they chose the date of the escape. The whole plan was clearly laid out. They decided that on that particular night, 2 of them will go and open the prison door with the duplicate key and signal to the others. The others would escape and these 2 would follow after locking the door behind them. The day of escape dawned and 2 of them went to open the door. The rest of them waited for the signal. They waited and waited but never got any signal. 3 hours passed. Suddenly, the 2 who had gone to open the door came back and said, "We have to drop our plan to escape. It can't happen today. We will have to do it some other day. We will have to reschedule our escape." The others asked, "Why? What happened?" They replied, "What to do? The foolish guards forgot to lock the prison door." Those who philosophize cannot think of anything new. It has to be the same old mental setup. If there is some change or some new situation, They cannot think creatively to deal with it because they are not open. They are like a closed circuit. We have also become like philosophers when dealing with our lives. We are stuck in patterns of the past. We are never in the moment. If anything new happens, we are at a loss. With philosophy, you have fixed ideas. You become very assertive. When you are too assertive, you can't love. Assertion is a certain aggressiveness that does not allow love to come in. When you are too sure and filled with preconceived ideas, then where is the space for love to enter? Love needs beautiful space in order to blossom. With philosophy, there is no room for love to settle in its existential state. It is like this. If you really want to experience the taste of nectar, can you experience it through just a set of ideas about it? No. You need to taste the nectar yourself. Give it some space. Allow it to fill you and settle in its existential state. Then you will know its taste. In the same way, to experience love, just a few ideas alone will not help. You need to allow it to grow in its existential state, in your inner space. Then you will know it. Allow it to happen in your heart, not in the head. Decide to be with the heart. Then it will grow and happen. What was once a failure within the head can become a success within the heart. Love is really a success of the heart that every individual should experience. It is easy to stay in the head. It is, after all, a mundane and familiar intellect. It requires courage to come down to the heart, because with the heart, nothing is familiar. Everything is fresh. At the head level, you have a solid identity and familiar pattern. At the heart level, there is no identity, no pattern. It is like an open space. To enter into it, you need tremendous courage. That is why love is fearful for so many people. It is an unfamiliar zone. With the head, there is a comfortable familiarity.